show. Today I have a very special organization called Younglife, and representative of that organization. Um, I have James McCall, did I say that right?
O'Shea, yeah.
Fauché, AJ Chambers, and Miss Karen. I really appreciate you guys coming on and talking about your organization. I wanted to start kind of like a brief, just an introduction. Each one of y'all tell me about yourselves and how you came on to this organization. We'll start with you, James.
Oh, okay. My name is James Fauché. I grew up here I grew up in Cedar Hill, but my parents moved out here to Midlothian when I was in 7th grade. Finished school from here on out. So I graduated Midlothian in 2002. At the time, in high school, there was a wildlife program which focuses on the middle school kids. I was a high school volunteer. So that was kind of the essence of my involvement. I graduated, went off to college, and then the wildlife kids, the middle schoolers, they grew up into Younglife kids at the high school level. And so, I just saw what a powerful impact it had on the kids. I live here with, my wife, my beautiful wife, and I've got 3 daughters. We've been here since back here in the area after school for, I guess, going on over 10 years now. So that's me.
Excellent. Miss Karen, if you could tell me a little bit about you. I have having a little technical difficulty. I'm sorry. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about you, Miss Karen.
Okay, absolutely. My name is Karen Warren, and my family and I moved here to Midlothian a little over a year ago, so we're relatively new to the area, but I'm a lifelong resident in Texas. I grew up in Dallas and graduated from Lake Highlands High School back in the late 80s. So I was involved in Younglife as a senior in high school. Some friends of mine invited me to club, and I was hooked after that. So, fast forward, me getting married, having children of my own. And then when they were younger, I always thought, oh, I can't wait till they get old enough to be in high school and be able to participate in Younglife themselves. And so then we moved from Collin County down here to Ellis County and Midlothian. And one of the first things I did was search up Younglife in the area and couldn't find anything closer to Mansfield. So that kind of started me on my journey to trying to get Younglife get up and going here in Midlothian.
Excellent. Now, Mr. Chambers, you're actually a representative of the organization. Can you tell me more about yourself, and then we'll go into the organization?
You bet. My name's AJ Chambers, and I am the Associate Regional Director for West Texas Younglife. I've been on Younglife staff for 15 years, going on 16, and been involved with the ministry for nearly 20 years. And so from a volunteer capacity to a part-time capacity, and now full-time for quite a while. And I live in Grapevine with my wife, and I've got 2 boys. And I got involved with Younglife as a volunteer in college. They did not have Younglife at my high school. I grew up in Houston, in the Houston area, and went to TCU. And so TCU is what brought me to the Metroplex, and I've stayed. I love it here. And so Younglife has been a huge impact on my life. It was a huge impact on my wife when she was in high school, and we've loved being a part of it. So yeah, that's a little picture of me.
Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little video clip, and then we're going to go into the particulars about your organization. And let's see if I could ever find the thing. Technical difficulties always. So
we live in a culture where kids are desperate for meaning and value. They're on this incredible search.
Doesn't matter their skin color, doesn't matter their economic status.
They're filling their lives with all kinds of things, trying to belong. Kids desperately need caring adults that will come alongside them, get right in the middle of wherever they are.
Who love them no matter what. Young Life is caring adults who love Jesus and love kids, and they enter into a kid's world.
Young Life is all about going to where kids are.
We're not waiting for a teenager to come to our building. We come to them.
The Young Life leader comes in, loves them where they are, accepts them right where they are without judgment.
I'm doing life with them, and they get to see how I respond with Jesus in every circumstance.
We've been doing this for a long time. We've been around since 1941. We've got ministries in all 50 states, over 95 countries, and we're not going to stop there.
What I love about Young Life is our true commitment to every kid. Middle school kids, high school kids, college students, kids with special needs, teen moms, teens of military families.
When they develop that relationship with that Young Life leader and realize that that relationship's not going away, it's life-changing for them.
We do a lot of things to invite kids in. We have clubs.
Young Life Club is the 1 hour a week that we gather a lot of kids.
You're going to have fun, you're going to be energized, and you're going to learn that Christ is not boring.
It's a place where your kid can hear more about God, hear more about Jesus, and decide for themselves how they feel about that in a fun environment and in an accepting environment where people are going to love them and it's safe.
In the summer, we have an opportunity to take kids to camp, and Young Life Camp is the best week of their lives.
Many of the kids who go to Young Life Camp make lifelong decisions to follow Jesus. And the great thing about Young Life is when we send kids to Young Life Camp, they go with their Young Life leader. And that same Young Life leader who's been with them all year comes home with them.
When I come back from camp and my phone I'm getting text messages from parents saying, I don't know what y'all did with my children at camp, but they are different. You know, when I get that kind of stuff, then that's cool.
We all love our children to come back a little different sometimes. It sounds like such a great organization. So AJ, tell me more about the organization, what's its mission, how it was founded, and kind of give me the particulars on your organization.
Sure. So Young Life's mission is to introduce adolescents to Jesus Christ and to help them grow in their faith. And Young Life was founded in 1941 by a man named Jim Rayburn. He was a student at Dallas Theological Seminary and went to work at a church in Gainesville, Texas, just north of DFW. And when he got there, the pastor at the church said, I've got the people who are coming to the church, the kids who are coming to the church taken care of, but I want you to go over to the high school. And I want you to get to know kids who aren't coming. And I want you to figure out how to tell them about Jesus. And over the years, he figured out that people responded best to relationship, to really getting to know him, not to programs or really anything else. We certainly have that. You heard about it in that video. We have club and we have camp. We have a piece of our ministry called Campaigners, which is our word for small group Bible studies. But the heart of Young Life is that caring adult going and building relationships with adolescents, with middle school, high school, college age, teenagers with disabilities, and teen moms. And really a phrase we use a lot in Young Life is we want to earn the right to be heard in a kid's life. And so we don't want to walk in and just demand that somebody listen to us because we've got all the answers. We honestly want to earn the right to be heard with teenagers because we believe life with Jesus is the only full life there is. And so that's us in a nutshell. And I'd love to answer any more clarifying questions you had on any of that.
So you pair adults with children, just so parents know, what kind of background do you do on the people before you put them next to the children?
Absolutely. That is, we're pretty passionate about making sure kids are safe. That's critical to our mission and critical to really our sustainability. And we have a background check system. Our headquarters are in Colorado Springs. And so every volunteer that becomes a volunteer with us has to pass that background check. They'll be trained by a staff person and trained on our principles. And through that training, our staff people really get to know the folks who volunteer with us. We know background checks aren't full safe. And so we want to really know people before we put them in a position to know kids, talk with kids, be around kids. And beyond that, in the West Texas region, we do a program called Ministry Safe, which is a program started in Fort Worth, really, that goes a next level of making sure the volunteers we put into place to have an impact with kids really are vetted and really are ready to be in that place. So.
Well, that sounds good. I mean, parents need to know that their kids are safe, even with a great idea like this. So, James, is this thing part of one of the local churches? Is this going to be connected to one of the local churches?
No, and that's really another kind of I guess you'd call it a submission of Young Life, is to reach, like AJ said, is to reach those kids that you're not seeing in church. And so to us, the biggest thing is that we get support from all of the local churches, which we've done. I think we've done a good job of so far prior to this point. I can think of 7 off the top of my head that we've talked to here in Midlothian that are ready to support and jump on board. So no, I mean, this is not affiliated with any particular church in town. It just kind of expands all across the community, and we know that there's different families, there's different beliefs, within, the Christian religion, and the way I understand it, and AJ can probably attest to this too, is that the director that we have here, the volunteers that we have here, if a kid wants to further that relationship with Christ, then there's always that outreach that we can get them plugged into a local church, but no, there is absolutely no requirement to step foot in any church for a kid to benefit from this Young Life program.
Karen, I saw that that this group, or this Young Life was going to have groups, these kids together. What's going to be a venue for that? What is the preferred venue for that?
James and I have actually been talking a little bit about this, and we haven't landed on any one particular place just yet. We're still, circulating the information and getting interest spread throughout the community. But ideally, it would be nice to have Young Life Club meetings at some place that is a neutral ground, that's not necessarily associated with any particular church. Or another idea we had would be possibly to rotate locations if churches were willing to allow us to meet on their campuses, then possibly doing it in a rotation. So again, the community and the kids don't feel like we are connected with any one particular church. We are inclusive, and for anyone who wants to fellowship and learn more about Jesus.
So James and Karen, y'all pick which one want to answer this. Why Midlothian? And is there a history of Midlothian having Young Life here?
I mean, I'll speak to the history of Young Life in Midlothian. Again, I don't know exactly what year it died out, but when I was in high school, I graduated in 2002. And probably from 2000 to 2002, I was a high school volunteer here. And after I graduated from high school, I went off to college. A few years later, I think it was 4 or 5 years after I graduated, that ultimately, the program just, I think, lost support. But, I saw the impact that it had then on the kids. I see those kids grown up with their own kids now, still here in our community. I've talked to several of them that I knew from back then, and I mean, they've all had great things to say. Why now? Why Midlothian? Um, our town's growing. It's growing rapidly, and whether you like that or not, it's happening. But that's bringing folks from all different walks of life to our community. Um, and this organization is a tremendous opportunity for people from all walks of life to get plugged in, get connected, meet people from across town. I can drive from my end of town to the south end of town, and it can take 30, 40 minutes. So Midlothian's a huge community, with a lot of landscape that, this organization can really focus on the kids, and really be a benefit for them. So,
AJ, the question for you. What have you seen, like, as far as in implementing this? What are some of the challenges that you've seen?
Sure. I think one of the biggest challenges is volunteers. That so much of this is a community-owned organization, right? That locally, it's very community-owned, and around the United States and around the world, there's Young Life all sorts of places, but the work of Young Life is done with a staff person and a team of volunteers. And so finding folks who are willing to be a part, willing to do what we think of as the hard work of going to build relationships with teenagers. And it is hard work at times, but finding those folks who are willing to give time to go, and then finding folks who are willing to support financially. And so there's really, we talk about their wallet and their watch, that those are the two ways that people can really be a part. And for Young Life to sustain in a community long term and have a broad impact over time, both of those things are necessary.
That I can see that just about every single charity I talk to, that is volunteering and money. How so far, Karen, what have you seen as far as interest in the community?
Well, we've seen quite a bit of interest circulating so far. We do have a Facebook page now called Midlothian Young Life. Has roughly over 100 followers, and then a group that's associated with that, Bringing Young Life Back to Midlothian, also with about the same number of followers. So, a good amount of interest so far. We have had one successful interest meeting last month. Oh gosh, we had probably between 20 to 30 people there come and visit and hear all about Young Life. We have a second meeting scheduled for 1 week from tonight, actually at 6 p.m. next Thursday at Lighthouse Coffee, where we'll be again answering questions, talking about Young Life, the organization, and getting people to hopefully step up and offer some of their time or financial donations. So we've got the interest circulating. We just need some commitment going as well. So we're very excited, though. Yeah.
Well, I mean, James approached me about this, and I was talking with James earlier about this. The one thing that we never have enough of is time. Between our jobs and our life, and then taking this on and having the energy to take that on. So I commend you guys for wanting to help your community that way, and more so wanting to help our kids, because our kids are under attack by all kinds of different things in society and culturally, and keeping our kids on the right path is something that I'm completely committed to, and I love seeing the community committed to that. So how can somebody donate to you, either time or money? Can you tell me about a website, a donation, if something they could look you guys up, anything, any information?
Sure. I think that that Facebook group is a great place. to get connected. As far as donations go, we have a website, giving.younglife.org/Midlothian. And then we also have a Gmail, younglifemidlothian@gmail.com. And so those are ways, I think the Facebook and the Gmail are great ways to get connected, to get more information, to either way, either to ask questions or to say, I'm in, and we'll follow up. And then the giving.younglife.org/Midlothian is our specific giving website. So.
Well, there you have it, guys. You guys can look through the video again and find out. And I hope you will. I will hope you will donate to this this great organization. Now, Mr. James, you had some kind of raffle or something that you had posted earlier. I don't know exactly when you posted it, but you'd like to announce the winner of that raffle?
I would. Excuse me a second while I get my helpers.
Excellent. Helpers are good. I understand helpers. Now, AJ, is there, like, as far as you've seen, is the organization growing? Are you seeing more positive outcomes in communities?
Absolutely. I think people are eager after this past 18 months to reconnect with folks. I think kids more than ever, maybe not more than ever, as much as ever, just in new ways, really need a personal contact, right? One-on-one, face-to-face conversation. And they need to have an opportunity to hear about hopeful things. And so I think that as we're stepping out of COVID and trying to figure out what life looks like now, kids are eager. I think people are eager to be together again, and Young Life is a great avenue for that.
Okay, so I got to go to these beautiful, precious young ladies. Hello, beautiful, precious young ladies. That is your name now, beautiful, precious young ladies. James, I hope you got the shotgun. I hope you do, sir.
No comment.
No comment. 10-4. As a military guy and a girl dad, I can tell you, yeah. So
yes.
Please tell me about this announcement.
Okay, so I've got my oldest two here. I've got Ellison here on my left and Addie right here on my right. They're going to draw the winner for our giveaway. It's going to be for $25 to Hibacio. We did a post in Midlothian Talk, and we had several entries. And so, Ellie, you going to hold it? Addie, you going to draw one for me? Okay, draw one out for me. All right, you open it up. I'll probably have to read it because my handwriting's messy. Okay, so the winner of our gift card from our little giveaway on that looks like it's going to be Mindy and Brant Malcic. I might have butchered that, but I can track you down. So we'll get you we'll get in contact with you and we'll get the gift card over to you one way or the other. So we'll find you.
Well, thank you, beautiful young ladies, for doing that drawing.
Thank you.
I love it. Yeah. Hey, thumbs up. So I really appreciate you guys coming on. I know that this can be hard and talking to people about this stuff and being on camera is not a natural thing. It's something that I had to get used to. I can only imagine somebody doing it the first time. I remember. So if there's any closing statements you have for the people in Midlothian about this program, any one of you are welcome to chime in.
We'd love for y'all to be a part, whoever.
Yes.
We'd love to talk with you about what it looks like. If you heard any bit of that video or our conversation today that piqued your interest, ask a question, introduce yourself. We'd love to chat with you about it.
100%.
Excellent.
And come join us next Thursday at Lighthouse Coffee, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, you see it down there somewhere. I got it scrolling, so you guys know. So, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and y'all have a great night.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.